Hello everyone, my name's Natalie. I'm the creator of your guide to shining from the inside out. Today I'm going to go over all things to do with being a projector. Maybe you've only just recently found out that you're a projector and you're confused as to how that affects your everyday life. Maybe you want to understand more about the best way to make decisions based on your authority, or you want to understand how to use your energy effectively, or the lack of your energy effectively, and the most efficient way that you can apply your energy every day. Or maybe you're a projector who's known for a while that you're a projector and you've tried a few things out and you're just here to find out some more about what could possibly help you on your day, in your day-to-day life and your day-to-day routine. So this video is going to be an overview of how your life purpose aligns with your authority and how you operate in general. I'm a splenic projector, so I like to think that my take on things is quite objective and straight to the point. As a splenic projector, we are all about recognizing the truth in situations. So without our emotions to have to filter through first, we can objectively recognize the truth. And again, that's just me giving you an example of how your authority aligns with your life purpose. So as I said, I'm going to be going a bit deeper into that into the video. It will be a general overview because there's always so much more layers, but just to help people connect the dots for themselves personally, I'm going to give a general overview and hopefully it helps you. You can let me know at the end of the video what benefited you, what you'd like to know more about. But yeah, so let's get started. We were made a certain way for a reason. Every single one of us is uniquely designed. No two people are exactly the same, even identical twins, even though they may have the same body graph, which may indicate that they are exactly the same. They will express that in different ways. You will never get exactly two people that work exactly the same, and it is for a reason. Understanding the fundamental way you work allows your purpose to naturally work through you. As projectors, our purpose is to master our ability to see below the surface. We naturally tune into auras and the energy fields of those around us. This includes the energy fields of all life types and systems. We are meant to use the knowledge we gain from the energy we receive to guide others or create systems or tools that simplify life. The way you operate as a projector has most likely been misunderstood by others or even yourself at times, as you naturally understand things about people or systems easily, as though you're reading them like a book. This is due to your ability to recognize patterns and subconscious interactions. It's the feedback we get from our piercing auras. Your ability to read others is also heightened if you have a lot of open centers, which are constantly absorbing the energy around you. Having a lot of open centers can lead to feeling though your mind is constantly on, or feeling highly charged if you do not have a habitual way to release the energy. In human design, we all have an authority which represents the way we are designed to make decisions. Projectors have the most varied authorities, as there's 5 different ways they can be designed to make decisions. The authority you have is a major part of your purpose as a projector. When you use it correctly, it will naturally guide you to express your purpose. The most common authority across all the types in human design is an emotional authority, as anyone with a defined solar plexus, which is at least 50% of the population, is meant to allow their emotional wave to subside before making a decision. Otherwise, they are likely to make an impulsive decision, which may have an undesired outcome. The next most common authority as a projector is a splenic authority. Having a splenic authority means your intuition is always on and alert to what's going on around you, picking up on other people's vibrations or guiding you towards the next best decision to make. Anyone that has a defined splenic center is likely to constantly feel that feedback from their splenic center. And it can be very draining if you're not able to switch it off or you haven't figured out how to refocus your energy back on yourself. For myself, especially when I'm around a lot of other people, it takes a lot of focus to not be focused on other people. So my intuition is constantly picking up on what's going on around me. Anyone that has a defined splenic center is probably constantly receiving that feedback about what is going on around them. And if it can be very draining if you haven't figured out how to refocus that energy back on yourself. Authority for a projector is a self-projected authority. Those that have a self-projected authority have their throat center connected to their identity center, which is also known as a G center. They're meant to make decisions from the basis of what they have to say, as they're literally expressing their identity through their voice. Bob Marley was an example of having a self-projected authority, which is why his music was so impactful, because he was literally expressing his identity through his music. Then you have an ego authority, which is a heart-led authority and is associated with having great willpower, self-worth, and integrity. Defined heart center is the only other defined center I have, so I can identify a lot with those that have an ego authority. Having a defined heart center naturally gives off a lot of energy, which can be felt by others. Only 30 to 40% of the population have a defined heart center. So for those that have them, their energy can seem quite domineering to those that have an undefined heart center, as their willpower can easily be felt by others. And they're likely to have a deep sense of integrity and internal self-confidence. Those with an ego authority can sometimes be seen by others as being self-absorbed, as the heart center is all about the self and acting independently, which is why it is called the ego center. Those with this authority are meant to be led by their heart, but they can sometimes overcommit to things due to their willpower. When making decisions, they need to pay attention to whether their heart is really committed before saying yes. So then last we have mental projectors, or sometimes known as environmental projectors. They have loads of open centers with no defined centers below their throat. They are meant to make decisions by focusing on what they are feeling about what is around them. The right environment is pivotal to a mental projector, as it can either overwhelm them or allow them to thrive. So now we'll be looking at the correct way to use your authority to guide others as a projector. Emotional projectors can be extremely creative and passionate. Learning to ride and regulate your emotional wave will allow you to express this in a way that fulfills you and brings purpose and meaning to the range of emotions you feel. Emotional projectors are here to guide others on understanding and finding clarity through their emotions, as they can understand and see the patterns behind them. Understanding our emotions is one of the biggest challenges we face in society. So emotional projectors need to honor and see understanding their emotions as a pivotal part of their success and their purpose. Splenic projectors, as I mentioned before, are constantly reading others and what's going on around them. We see straight through systems and the truth in how they operate, as we naturally and objectively see the core of how things work. Without an emotional wave to filter through, we offer guidance without judgment, but people need to be ready to hear what we have to say, otherwise it may come across as judgmental. Self-projected projectors are here to express their identity to the world and help it to change by expressing their true identity unapologetically. Whoever they are authentically is important for what the world needs. Learning to align with and express their nature is the most important aspect of their purpose. Ego-centered projectors are meant to act on their knowing and integrity unapologetically. Their certainty in who they are is pivotal for the world, as they will teach others to find their own integrity and basis of certainty. But to do this, they have to release any notions of not being worthy or dulling down their willpower due to conditioning. Find ego centers when balanced and working in alignment with their true selves. Guide the world with a confidence that does not need external approval, but rather a knowing that things will always work out. Environmental mental projectors can make assessments about environments quickly, but they need to learn not to internalize what they are feeling. Instead, recognize that they are picking up on the true frequency of what is around them. For those that are ready to hear the assessment of the environmental projector, it will allow for profound change. They are able to tell you what is not right about the frequency of the environment they are in when they are able to express themselves freely, without others taking what they have to say as meaning to cause offense. Waiting for an invitation. Now, I'm sure many of you are aware as projectors of the strategy of waiting for an invitation. This is to avoid people taking offense to our guidance. In order to guide others and the world to change, the feedback we have to give is not always going to be what others want to hear. Waiting for an invitation instead of initiating as a strategy for success can sometimes seem like a negative, but I see it as something that can empower you when it's understood correctly. I always see waiting for an invitation as waiting to see if something aligns with who I am or not. Quite often, invitations may come, but we need to first recognize and understand our capabilities and who we are before we accept an invitation. Before giving guidance or started something, I do not look for an external invitation. I look to see if whether the energy aligns with who I am or not. When you take the time to recognize and understand who you are, you'll be able to see those who will be able to recognize and appreciate who you are, as you'll be able to see their patterns and whether or not they actually align with who you are. I hope that makes sense. But basically, what I'm saying is recognize who you are, then you can see those that are able to appreciate and understand who you are. And then you are able to see whether your energy aligns with who they are. When we recognize and validate our own selves first, we are able to recognize who and what works with who we are. And it allows us to say yes to the things we are meant to say yes to, and no to the things that we are meant to say no to. When something is really meant for you, it will always come back around. As projectors, I'm sure we have all spent more time saying yes to things that are not meant for us, when really we should spend more time saying no to things in general. When we take the time to understand what is meant for us and understand ourselves first, it means we're more likely to say yes to the correct things. The right things will come along and we will recognize them because we have recognized ourselves first. That is the true meaning of recognition as a projector, owning and knowing who we are and not being concerned with external validation. Then the guidance we offer can be pure and actually help those it is meant to help. Life as a non-energy being. As projectors, we need to be aware that everything we do is working with energy and patterns. Our whole life is focused on energy or the lack of energy. To be a non-energy being is to recognize when we have the consistent energy to do something. And that only comes when we are aligned with what we are wanting to do. For many of us, the fluctuations of energy can be intense. Having defined motor centers can help, but they only come into play through aligned action or through forcing ourselves to do something that is not meant for us, which eventually leads to burnout. We also have gut issues to take into consideration, generally feeling unwell or fatigue, that all come with being a non-energy being. For projectors, our lifestyle choices are pivotal for success, as that is what allows us to manage many of the issues that come with being a non-energy being. Maintaining a lifestyle that is beneficial for us as projectors is probably one of the most important aspects, if not the most important aspect, of being a successful projector. Understanding what routine and lifestyle works for us should be the first step we take towards finding our purpose, as it will allow our best selves to come forward. I'm sure we are all aware of the bitter side that comes with being a projector when we haven't slept properly or eaten properly or our gut issues are at play. So that is my general overview of being a projector and how your purpose aligns with how you operate. We are complicated beings as projectors with many layers, but our purpose is important. Understanding energy and alignment is the most important part of finding our purpose. When we grasp those concepts, our purpose will naturally work through us, as it will give us everything we need to maintain our sense of balance in the world. Everything I went over in today's video was just a general overview. I hope you found it helpful. If there is anything else that you'd like further information on, please do comment, and please comment on the things that you found helpful. I will be doing more videos on life profiles, centers, and gates. The gates go into more detail about the gifts that you are here to give to the world. And I will be doing a video about how to understand your gates and how to express those gifts through your gates. For more information or a personalized report, or even to get a free body graph or a introductory report for, I think it's £1, check out my website. It's a 7-page 7-page introductory report. Once you get your body graph, you can just click to purchase that, or you can get a full personalized report on my website. So if you want any more information, check that out. And also my Instagram and TikTok, more videos there. I will be notifying on my TikTok and Instagram when I have made more in-depth videos. So follow me there, or like and subscribe so you can get notifications of when they're released. I will be doing more videos for the other types, which may help you to understand your family members and friends, or just general information better. So keep an eye out for those. Thank you, and see you in the next video.